Time is now, the place is here. This is OTT Insider. I'm the big beefy boy, Shaz Beef. And before I go to our two hosts, I would like to showcase to you a interview done by the suspended Angus McAnally and the fired Be Cool. So that was Be Cool and Angus McAnally having a chat about Joe Cabret, really. Now I'll introduce Edward Stuart Tate and Alberto Thielkousin.
It's eternal Alex Grayson.
Yeah, put some respect on it.
I'll refer to you as Alex from now on. Is that okay? Why is he here?
Ever asked?
Because I asked him down.
Why did you ask him down?
You know why I asked him down. I'm going to have someone beside me every time from now on.
Right.
Sorry, before you get into this, why are you doing showing that footage beforehand?
I think it's for the OTT fans to be able to see it.
Sorry, is this not an official OTT show?
I would say you'd be careful about who pays your paycheck at the end of the day.
He pays my paycheck. I told you to fire me. If you don't want me to do this, fire me. I think it's important.
You're fired. Okay, Shane is fired.
I think we can do this a lot better.
Shane will be fired.
Me and Tate could probably take over the show. I mean,
no, I can't edit. So we'll fire him after the show.
You just edit photographs. Am I to stay? Can we discuss the actual matter at hand?
If you're willing to be cordial with your guest and treat me fairly, correctly, I'll treat you the same.
See what you're doing.
Can we discuss the video, please?
Stop straining him.
You shouldn't be hanging around with this guy. You're meant to be an artiste. Be Cool. He had some very strong words there with Angus McAnally. I think it's only fair that his voice gets put out there after being unceremoniously fired at the end of Contenders.
Look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? That's the whole reason we have social media, is to be vocal. I mean, I use it, don't I? But at the end of the day,
some opinions are more important than others.
And Joe Cabret has the most right out of absolutely everyone to say what he says about Be Cool.
Yeah, and Be Cool has the same right to say what he says about Joe.
Not if he wants a job.
Well, he has some serious points there. Like, what's this about begging Be Cool to drop the title?
We don't know if that's true.
It's all one-sided.
Yeah.
Look, he's the boss man. Joe's the boss man.
Yeah, and typical...
But it all makes sense now. If he begged Be Cool because he doesn't want Be Cool to be champion, he wasn't expecting him to be champion, begs Be Cool to drop the title, doesn't give him another title shot, he has to go through the Loco Rumble, doesn't think he's going to do the Loco Rumble after trying to throw him out the year before.
Well, if Ango is in any way a credible journalist, he would give Joe a right of reply. We didn't get Joe's right reply there.
He's already spoken to Joe. And Joe, this is Be Cool's right of reply.
He spoke about Joe. He called Joe...
He spoke to Joe in that interview that Be Cool refers
he spoke
to.
At Joe.
Joe spoke at him.
Be Cool has taken the piss out of OTT for how many years? Yes, Be Cool as a person is very funny. Nobody will dispute that. But as a professional, not a world champion.
Thank you. This is a breath of fresh air to have someone down here who knows what they're talking about. Someone professional.
It's because wrestling is an art form. Not everybody seems to get that, I've realized.
Is comedy not art?
On the lower card, yes.
It's still art, though.
Look, don't get me wrong. Comedy has its place. Art is subjective, I always say it. But in the main event, when you have bigger audiences, bigger targets, does comedy sell?
Nope.
Not in a serious art form.
Nope. Doesn't.
Do you not think that Be Cool has any point in what he was saying there?
I think Be Cool genuinely feels that way. But I don't think that's factual.
Yeah. I think leave him. If Be Cool wants to make independent videos for the rest of his career, leave him off.
But this whole thing about Joe sanitizing OTT, this is something that I called out on the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show X account. He wants manufactured stars. He doesn't want organic people like Paddy Morrow. We're never going to see lads from the flats again. We're never going to see tag teams like the Gymnasties again. And then by proxy be cool. You're just going to have sanitized corporate people like Colin Black. And I have all the respect for the previous iteration of Colin Black. And by previous iteration, I mean before Belfast. So much respect. His journey, his story, I said it before, and he pissed it all down the drain by joining up with Joe Cabret. And whatever Joe Cabret's vision of what OTT should be. Because while Joe Cabret made OTT for the fans by proxy made OTT.
Not true.
It is 100% true.
I disagree completely. I think the fans took ownership of OTT when it was always Joe's. And now they're getting a little bit upset because Joe is taking back what's his. He's curating a better product.
Don't talk over me. I'm talking. Shut your mouth.
You two are getting into domestics quite often. This work relationship, I think you're going to need to have a bit of help down here more often, I think. And just to clarify Tate's point, because again, he makes valid points, unlike...
He make much valid points on commentary.
Sorry, what's your name?
Alberto Tielnese.
Very funny. So, Tate makes a good point, because once fans thought it was okay to run and slap the mat, they thought they owned OTT.
We do own OTT.
I think the fans are greedy.
Yes.
I think the fans are over entitled, and I don't think the fans really understand what a star is, especially when they're looking, right at one.
Amazing.
I have a way with words. I don't know if you were familiar with my work.
Be Cool stated that he's going to show up in the crowd. You can't stop him getting a ticket.
Actually, yes, you can.
Who's going to stop him? You're going to stop him. You too.
That's not what I do. I'm not a security
What
guy.
do you do? Do you play chess?
Yeah, I play chess
Not very well.
I play chess very well. I play chess very well.
Who won the game?
Yeah, who won the chess match between you and Joe?
I was
a tie.
I was hardly going to beat Joe in chess. It's Joe. So.
Oh, you let him win, or
No, Joe won. Joe is unbelievable at everything. He is an incredible chess player. One of the best I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of good chess players.
he can't seem to be getting a grasp of his OTT locker room. He's pissing off everybody. He's fighting.
I'm sorry, Shane. Have you been in the OTT locker room long enough to have a grasp of what the locker room
I
is like?
believe so. Aaron, what's this? The ring that ties the room together.
Oh, you came in and you did a documentary.
You
came in and he did a documentary. He's a journalist.
An award-winning documentary.
A shitty documentary.
An award-winning documentary that you can go check out on the Wrestling Fan Wrestling Show YouTube page.
Oh, shameless plugs.
Yeah, shameless plugs. Yeah. Do I have to pay you now for that plug on your OTT Insider?
I work all that afterwards. I'm not going to think about that right now.
I'm on Team Be Cool, and I think
he does. There's no team.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth for a second. There's no team Be Cool. Who's it?
Engo's on it.
Him and his tag partner Engo.
Yeah. Well,
Jay's on it.
Oh,
Jay's on no team. Jay can't show up to wrestle.
Jay came out at the end of Contenders.
At the end of Contenders to make it all about Jay. No one asked him to come out. His music hits after the main event, and Jay walks out to the ring again.
What about Big Damo?
I have respect for Big Damo. I'm not going to get involved in Big Damo.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
I mean, Be Cool always going to have his supporters, right? The lads will always be entitled to, again, to feel what they feel. But I think facts at the end of the day is Be Cool doesn't pay their bills. Damo doesn't pay their bills. All the respect to Jay, he doesn't pay my bills. So
no, doesn't even pay his own bills. He's too caught up with medical bills.
We mentioned the end of Contenders, and I suppose we're going to talk about Contenders today, and then
what a show.
Build up to Summer Bash. Can I get to some fan reaction first?
Before we
get into it.
Yeah. Let's hear what the plebs have got to say.
Coming in from Oisin McCarthy, I wonder who believes their own BS more, Tate or Joe Cabret?
And none of us, there's no BS to believe, so neither of us.
Spray Paint Scott says Tate can't play chess.
Spray Paint Scott.
Yeah.
Spray Paint Scott. You bring a chessboard to the next show, put it on your lap, and when I come by and I'm delivering a promo, I'm going to take a move between each line, and I'll still beat you.
Oh, you'll like this one, Tate.
Yeah.
It's actually a compliment. I'm glad OTT is in safe hands while ES Tate is walking around in the company.
Nah, that's very fair. Who said that?
One of the 5 marks.
Morons.
So, they're a moron for saying that, or
yeah, well,
do they have good opinions?
They're trying to get into. You're never going to get into my pocket. Get out of here.
Oh, Tate was a breath of fresh air on commentary.
Now we're talking. Who said that?
Alma Hierro.
Alma Hierro. I'll look that up. Alma Hierro. Some Spaniard?
Yeah, I think so.
I love
DJ Chartreuse won. Big Damo needs to lose that strap. But I think Big Damo will be a Joe guy very soon. That's interesting.
Doubt it. Why? It makes no sense. Callum Black, future champion.
Alma Hierro again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good guy. Great opinions.
Impressive debut for Frankie Vendetta. Interesting to see how his relationship with Sam evolves. Or will it? That will be interesting.
No, sorry. Let's go back to that. What's
Alma Hierro.
No,
He's the same guy.
No, what's your thoughts
The
on
next
that?
one,
Sorry,
Aaron
stop,
the Butchers. I just want boots.
He's a psycho. He's a psychopath.
I can see why you need a bit of help. Yeah.
Aaron the Butcher. I just want Boots back. I miss him.
Boots is, I don't know
Boots
where he
is
is.
present.
Is he retired? I haven't seen him.
No, he just wants him back.
He's never coming back. We got Nathan Murphy forever.
That video of Tate playing chess is fake. I don't think that man could even get his head around checkers.
See, these are the kind of people that Be Cool spends time with. Very clearly, like it's very
On Twitch.
simple-minded. Who watches Twitch?
Yeah,
Like,
the chat
go
on
to
Twitch.
a museum. Go look at photographs. Go do something real with your lives.
Have
And
a bit
here
of
you
class.
have little Twitter warriors.
Do you want me to
giving
take
their opinion?
Do you want me to take a screenshot of all these opinions and then it's a photo? It's not high art enough. All I have to say is OTT.
He's clever. He's clever.
All I have to say is OTT is and forever will be Joe TT.
It's always been that way.
Yeah. Do you like that comment?
Yeah, I love that. Who was that from?
That was from Rob Gold,
Oh yes, of course it is.
the guy who you get fashion tips from.
Not true. Not true.
Tried
In
what?
fairness, you look a lot sharper than you normally do.
Thank you.
I
Are
feel
you wearing
like
pants or shorts this time?
None of your business.
Tried watching Contenders on demand, but Tate's commentary has my ears bleeding.
What? Who said that?
That's Alex Wynn. If Joe keeps Tate on commentary, he'll make money on show but lose on-demand subscriptions. That's from Martin O'Mac, one of the 5 marks. Tate, as always, under-delivered.
What? See, this is
And
I come in here and he just reads out abuse at me.
Can we just kind of? I think we should probably skip past this portion.
Last
of the show
one.
and,
Last
and,
one.
and,
I have-
edit it
I
out.
have one
Probably
more.
best.
No.
Sean Mack, Jacob Strong
Yeah.
would destroy Tate.
I do think I should represent Tate in that match, and I think we could get that going.
Against Jacob Strong.
I think you could take him.
I would easily. He's local.
Exactly.
He's just local
Where
talent.
have you been anyway?
Where have I been? That's
Yeah.
a very good question because I know everyone's missed me. It's been a little while.
I haven't missed them.
I know people who really like wrestling,
I
like
like wrestling.
Tate,
Yes.
have missed me.
Yes, we have.
That's
Tate.
fine. I'm an artist. Wrestling's my art. Although when you want to live forever, there's so many different avenues. I've been modeling in Germany. I'm working on a biopic.
No way.
Yeah, very, very exclusive.
He can finance it.
I don't need financing, man. Have
You've
you not
already got it, have
seen
you?
the wardrobe,
Look
the
at
car,
this guy.
everything?
Look at this guy.
When your name needs to live forever, there's many avenues you can follow at the end of the day. Music is another one. I believe you might have a bit of, history with that.
Yeah,
But
another failed project from this guy.
I'm sure there's many. So I've kind of found myself pottering in and out. I've kept my eye on OTT, obviously.
You're doing
it's been
pottery?
I am doing pottery, yes. I have my hands in many different projects at the moment, all due to come out very, very soon. So if you are interested, please follow at Alex Grayson Pro on Instagram and Twitter. You'll see all my updates.
At
Patreon going live
At Alex
soon.
Grayson Pro.
You're not following them already?
No, and the Patreon.
Patreon, same name. It hasn't gone live yet,
Yeah. Okay.
but it will.
It will definitely. Obviously.
I didn't see anything about pottery on your social.
It's a different handle. You wouldn't be able to find it. It's very exclusive. It's only for high end people.
Yeah.
Social elite know about it. Ask them.
Well, I can only ask one of them because Maxer's out.
Well, you're incapable of reaching out to people.
Yeah, I don't just drop in their DMs like you do. Can we get into the Contenders?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we should actually touch base on how good Tate was on commentary. I feel like
people
that's been kind of ignored because I've had very
you.
bad history with Engo as well on commentary. If you go back, he's been incredibly biased, not just with Joe, but with everybody. I feel like on the roster, he said some horrible things about me a couple of times. Now I've chosen to ignore it because I'm a bigger person. But Tate, great job.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
How about
I
you?
got a lot of great feedback.
Why did you do a promo at the start? You didn't.
Why did I do a promo?
Yeah.
Because where was Angle? Everyone's waiting for him.
suspended.
Yeah, everyone's. Where was he?
Why
Where
didn't you
was
let
he?
Jamie do it?
Jamie, I asked Jamie. Jamie had the option to come into the ring, and he said, "Tate, this is all
He
yours."
doesn't want to be seen with
The
you.
fans are going
I
to.
get it.
What you say?
He didn't want to be seen with you in the ring.
No, that's not true. If you listen to Contenders, you see we got on very well. We
I-
got
I-
on very well.
I didn't listen to much of it.
This is how employees talk to you.
Subcontractors.
Subcontractors.
Yeah.
Right? So you think you're invincible.
No, yeah, he's
Yeah, you
not
can fire me,
invincible.
but no one's going to edit this. So.
At just the end, we'll get him to edit. Like I said, get him to edit the video, and then we'll talk about Severance. My commentary. Some people have said that it's award winning. Like some people have gone as
like
far.
a Razzie Award.
No, some
More,
people.
more Oscar, I think.
Yeah.
I think they should actually show it in NCAD for study reasons.
Yeah.
I think.
Like obviously IFTA, because I think you can just, anyone gets an IFTA. So I'd say
Yeah,
that's,
here. I did hear a commentary. You call the fall away slam.
yeah. I
You
did.
got to move.
I gotta move. Fall away slam.
Didn't see any sharpshooters though, no?
No, there's not a sharpshooter on the show as far as I could see.
Yeah.
No.
Disappointed?
Pretty sure Shark Boy is retired.
Yeah, did he use the sharpshooter?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made that famous.
Yeah, no, it was just a phenomenal experience. Just want to thank Joe for giving me the opportunity.
Fans hated you. You were getting like...
But like, what do fans' opinions matter at the end of the day? I don't think I've ever received any good criticism from the fans.
There was a sign in the crowd that said Tate's family destroyed the Tivoli.
Oh, that is not. That is. We
If you want to hear more about the Tivoli,
We can edit that.
We actually have to edit that
out.
out. That's,
you got to tie the room together.
yeah,
we actually have to
Your
edit.
family were involved with the destruction of the Tivoli.
I'm not commenting on that. You have to edit that out. Like that's actually a real serious thing.
Okay, I'll edit that
Thank
out.
you. No, that whoever, I don't know who had that sign, but that shouldn't have happened. That shouldn't have happened. Look, commentary. The feedback I've been getting is greatest commentary people have ever heard in their life.
Yeah, like, I mean, you're up there with the greats. Like, you know the list. Go, rattle them off.
What's the name? Gorilla Monsoon.
Gorilla Monsoon. Yeah, of course. I mean, not too hard to be better than that.
Michael
but
Cole.
Michael Cole, absolutely. Gent.
Okay, let's get into the first match. Social Elite. You have to go look for it. Social Elite. We're broken up.
We're not there.
We're broken up.
Let's be very clear. Social Elite, we're not there.
And Keane Noonan stepped into the place of Sean Max McGuinness to go up against BDE. There's some gobshites, aren't there?
No, I've never seen more disrespect from a wrestler to his tag team partner than Keane Noonan.
It's also disrespectful to say that he was Maxer. I mean, look at the size of Maxer.
Yeah.
Look at the size of... It's not the same.
It's not the same. And he would not take instruction from one of the greatest tag teams, one of the members of the greatest tag teams of all time. Noonan thought he could do better than Matthew Bullet Smith. And look,
some ego.
He is...
It's
ridiculous. And this is
Some
why
ego.
this goes back to why Joe is doing what Joe is doing. It's because people like Keane Noonan think that they deserve more than they should get.
Just because he can do a few flips.
A few little flips. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Keane Noonan. There's another 100 guys who can do the same flips. So move on. Listen to your elder, Matthew Bullet Smith, an old statesman of tag team wrestling.
What about BD? Looked slippery as always.
Not slippery enough, if you ask me.
Well, Niall Fox didn't slip when he pulled him by the hair.
Foxy's getting real handsy. Real handsy. Also, another problem like Engo.
You have lovely hands, just want to say that.
I mean, look, the jewelry does it all. But I feel like
no ring on the wedding finger, just on all the other ones. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride, huh?
That's a decision.
Yeah.
That's
but another bit of
the
art.
problem with Niall Fox, I think, is exactly like Engo. He thinks that he's entitled to showcase power that he doesn't really have. Again, where does the power lie at the end of the day?
Yep.
He's the referee.
He makes the final call in the ring, but the fact that he feels the need to pull wrestlers' hair. I mean, I've been subject to a few dodgy decisions by Niall Fox. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should get a different referee in as well.
100%.
I think Tate could do that also.
I could do that.
You could commentate, you could referee, you can manage. Man, that business card.
Yeah, see all the things it says in it. It says all those things, so...
Does it say referee on it?
We can add it in.
Yeah, we can add it in.
We can add it in.
OT
It's
Tate,
fine.
huh?
Yeah, OT Tate. Fans love that line. They loved it. Niall Fox, what I'm wondering is there trainee referees out there? Is that not what we should be doing in OTT?
We don't have Daphne and Tom Scarborough.
Yeah, but where are they at Contenders? They didn't even show.
They only like to do the big shows,
Yeah,
obviously.
big shows. Again, just wanting all about them. Foxy and another idiot. Your man, I finally know his name. Donald. What's his name?
Sexy Waistcoat.
No, the guy who does the...
Yeah, sexy waistcoat.
No, your man...
Dennis.
The one with the pearl waistcoat.
Is it Dennis? Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't see it because
Your waistcoat.
my sparkles were intense.
Yeah, they were blinding.
Very
I
intense.
could actually see it from the car park.
Get out of here. That's amazing. Yeah, even Dennis is getting involved with the crybaby stuff, trying to big up.
Again, Dennis, another mouthy person who thinks he has more power than he is. I mean, when you have people taking advantage of goods, ability, powerful stars, then you just kind of get nobodies like Niall Fox, like Dennis, like Engo, who think they're entitled to say what they feel.
They think the show is about them.
Well,
this is a wrestling show.
The star of the show is whoever's in the ring, not some obnoxious waistcoat.
You said powerful stars like Chainsaw Luke Farrell. He looked very impressive.
He looked extremely impressive. I see a huge future.
Ring, ding, 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 ding.
Why are you so jumpy?
Why am I so jumpy?
Was
that allowed for you? Wow. Okay.
It's a good thing. Like maybe even himself can agree. That's a good. Ring, ding, 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 ding.
It's an accurate chainsaw. I mean, from the amount of time I've spent with Luke Farrell over the last couple of years,
sounds
I've heard
exactly like a chainsaw.
It's pretty impeccable. I mean, it's probably the strongest skill he has, on top of maybe this lariat from hell.
He's like your man from Police Academy that can do like all the voices, except Luke can do a chainsaw very well.
One voice.
That was very
Yeah,
niche.
you do one.
That was a niche reference, I feel like.
We're older.
I'm pretty young.
You're not. Why is you? You're older than me.
It doesn't matter. Age is just.
Age is just a number. It's how you feel on the inside.
Yes.
He does not feel good on the
I
inside.
feel very, very good.
Why are you wearing the breast then?
Well, I've neck issues, obviously.
So you're not feeling
from
good.
Corvin's White Star Line.
You oversold that neck when you got into it. You got into the ring and then you went, yeah!
Oh, just because you have a couple of months of training
this
underneath
guy,
your belt, you think?
all the knocks
You
I've
think
picked
you
up.
know what it's like?
Yeah, you haven't been at training in a while because you're doing pottery or whatever.
I've also have 9 years of experience behind me. I can afford to take a break, unlike some people who need to be there day in, day out, trying to earn their craft.
Headache, isn't it?
Losers.
It's so
Losers.
sad. It's so
Who
sad.
trains every day?
It's so sad.
I just enjoy it.
BDE, well, just get back to BDE and Matthew and Keane. We kind of
Okay.
skipped over for a second. BDE, they're the obvious future tag champs, right? It's hard to see that.
I think they should have been tag champions already.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I like Social Elite. They are genuinely one of the best tag teams in Europe. But BDE have been up there for a long time, and I feel like now is the time.
Yeah.
You know, Maxer has sadly fallen ill, but that doesn't mean there isn't other people more capable to stand up.
Yeah, exactly. Get it off the other two lads. Time for BDE. Well-oiled
Sammy
machine. Who?
Trent and Sammy.
Yeah, get it off them.
Why? Because they
Bring
beat
it-
your boys.
Didn't even show up to Contenders. And they beat Social Elite. A lot.
They played very well. And Chainsaw won too. Ring, ding, 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 ding.
That is loud.
It's just kind of irritating. I wouldn't say loud. It was just kind of like
It's better
like
when
an-
Luke does it.
like it's
I
a
will be
bigger
fair.
ring.
Yeah. But Luke looked very impressive.
Yeah.
I'm like, we know that Con Kelly has now moved on to Germany. The Irish Wolfhounds are been split apart, so it's time for Luke to stand on his own. And if Joe is looking towards a future, I'm not saying to manufacture Luke, but just let Luke be himself and find
He keeps
his way.
saying manufactured. It's not necessarily. I think that Joe wants to handcuff people. Right? He's very free. I would
free.
always say he's been very giving,
Yeah, so giving.
very free, full of ideas.
So many ideas.
So many ideas. He's, I don't think he actually gets enough credit on that end of things. But, that aside, I do think Luke has progressed pretty strongly in the last couple of months. I think he's always been quite a strong singles wrestler. I don't think that being tied with the Irish Wolfhounds was holding him back, but I just think at this point now, I think he's ready to kind of go off and do that by himself.
That's great insight. That is really good insight.
Did you ever see the movie Ghost? It's probably too dated of a reference. Where Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore are doing they're doing pottery actually.
They are doing
And they're
pottery.
molding. That's what Joe and Colin Black are doing. They're like molding Colin Black into a star.
You keep saying I'm too young. Like, you do realize I'm an artiste. Like, I'm very well. Can you not tell I'm well educated? Look at this.
Very highbrow.
This gorgeous piece I brought with me today. Now, it was very beautifully used on the way down here. Again, soon to come photography shots.
You never stop, do you?
No, man, you're always working, always graft. We'll put this back here.
See that? A grafter. A guy who never stops.
The guy who never stopped in that match was Young Dara against Renzo Rose. He looked very impressive.
Young Dara looked impressive.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Renzo Rose won the match several times if he had bothered to pin. The counts went up to 8, 9, maybe 2 or 3 times.
So that could have been young Dara using experience that you don't think he has to catch his breath.
He's not that young.
He is.
He doesn't look that young. That's what I keep saying.
I mean, it could be debated how old young Dara really is.
Well, what is young for you? Would you say
young? To me, is like 9, 8,
Yeah,
maybe.
he's not that. He's definitely not 9
he's
or
not
8.
that young. No. He's old enough. I think young Dara is maybe closer to middle age than I think he really lets
Middle-aged
on.
Dara.
Yeah, I think he's hiding.
Mature
I actually
Dara.
think he's older than me. To be quite honest,
He looks older than you.
Yeah, I mean, look at the skin routine does it all. But like,
We're not impressed with him though against Renzo.
don't get me wrong. Like, Dara is really hardworking and he really wants it, and you can tell even on the mat with him. You know, you can tell he really wants it. But if you're gonna annoy someone like Renzo Rose, right, that's really showing the immaturity, and maybe that's where he's young. It's in the mental game.
Yeah.
I don't think Dara has the mental game yet behind them.
I will say it. I don't like him. I think he's an Egypt, but Renzo looked like a star.
Total star. And not an Egypt, total star. Unbelievable. When he came out, when he stood over young Dara and folded his arms, I've never seen anything like it. A star. He looks like a pure wrestling superstar.
I can't deny that, to be fair.
Yeah.
But you can't deny, if I can't deny Renzo looked like a star, you can't deny that young Dara put it up to him, so he looked like a star too.
Young Dara impresses me about as much as when in a movie where the detective goes back into high school and does really good on all the tests, but he's way older than all the other high school students.
21 Jump Street Dara.
Yeah, exactly. He's not that young. That's what I'm saying. He's not that young.
He's at least 30.
Is he?
He does have lovely hair. I will say though, I wish it was a bit longer.
I'm actually a little
wish
bit
it was
annoyed about
longer.
that. I'm glad you brought that up because me and Tate were talking about this earlier today.
Yeah, right.
I'm actually annoyed that there's more ginger wrestlers in OTT. For a long time, I was filling that quota. We don't need young Dara. I think young Dara can go back
Just
to
one ginger per show.
exactly. And it
Unless you're a
should be
tag
Alex
team.
Grayson.
What about tag team?
do I need to be held down? sorry, future world champion.
People keep calling you ginger online.
I'm not ginger.
He
Is
wishes
there something wrong with? Well, hold on. Is there something wrong
he
with being
wishes
ginger?
he was ginger. No, that's what it was. He just wishes
Yeah.
he could have the gorgeous,
Yeah, exactly.
aura.
I'm not ginger, so I don't really want to talk about it. I don't want to.
Would you like to be?
You can't live
Culture.
that life. You can
Yeah.
like it's only for a select
It's
few.
not my culture, but I respect it.
Talking about respect, you have to respect Kat Von K.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
She put it up to Raven. Took her a bit of time to build into the match.
Yeah, but I think when you're up against Raven, even like seeing Raven before the event, when she has this aura about her.
I think Raven is someone who's kind of battle tested. Kat Von K, not yet battle tested.
Yeah.
I think showed great capabilities. I think Kat Von K can definitely be a strong contender in the future, but definitely thrown into the deep end with someone as serious as hard hitting.
Talk about being thrown into the deep end. Raven Cree getting thrown into the back row of contenders.
Incredible.
It was
Incredible.
shocking.
See, that's the power that Kat Von K has. And I don't think, watching that match, I will say this to Kat Von K. You are strong. You don't know how strong you are. She could have done way worse to Raven. I don't think she realised the potential that she has until towards the end of that match when she's like, actually, I can hang here.
Yeah,
I can hang here.
See, the people say Tate doesn't know anything about wrestling. Like, he understands the powerful message at the end of that match.
Did you not hear his literal shock in his voice when he called the fallaway slam correctly?
I don't think it was shock. I think it was just excitement of the actual scenario.
Caught in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, so you've never commentated, you don't understand.
I have commentated.
No, when?
Belfast.
when was this?
No.
Belfast.
Belfast at Christmas.
Do we do shows in Belfast? I thought we weren't allowed in Belfast.
No, we do. I've done a show in Belfast, but definitely he wasn't commentating. He
Oh,
definitely
not that one at Christmas.
was Make a Wish or something. Yeah,
Engo
so
said he
doesn't
really
get
enjoyed doing commentary.
It was
with me,
a
by the way.
panto? He did a panto.
Oh yeah, Panto.
Engo definitely does pantos.
Definitely.
That's what he's really doing.
You should do one with Engo.
Panto.
I think look, this is a different kind of art form.
Yeah, and
You know,
celebs get asked to do
it's-
pantos all the time, so
Absolutely.
maybe. You call my agent.
Raven had to hit her finisher 3 times.
Exactly.
I just showed you the heart that Kat Von K really has in her. I think she's lacking killer instinct. That'll just come to her in time, I think.
Yeah.
But when you're up against someone as serious as Raven, you need to be able to pull the trigger.
We will see Kat against Raven again soon. If Raven holds on to that title, Kat will be right behind her.
Then we had Jacob Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a young, plucky competitor.
Bit too local for me. I like it. Did he do that before? Did he win a raffle?
To be in the match?
Yeah.
That's a terrible price to be in the match. Right.
I mean, if your raffle prize is getting demolished by Nathan Murphy
Forever.
I mean, you'd really want to look back and see how much did you really pay to get your ass handed to you.
He looked enthusiastic. Like, he looked like
You
something...
can't fault him on enthusiasm.
At the start.
Yeah, even at the end, I know he got like held up and like he was probably
His chest was caved in.
Probably needed a stretcher, but someone brought him back to the back. But he felt like he was giving it the old
Heave-ho, huh?
heave-ho, yeah.
Nathan, interesting choice of attire.
Not very artistic, in my opinion.
He's just
Very
showing up.
plain.
Like, that's what he showed up to the venue as. He says he wants to be his authentic self. He wants to be Nathan Murphy.
How do you know this?
That's what he showed up as. Because I observed him entering the building in the same clothes.
I was watching that guy. He wasn't talking to anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was like, we were there. Yeah. Like, you know, I was obviously prepping Tate for his commentary role. I mean, you know,
that where you met?
I
Is that where you
appreciate
met?
it. That's we were having good chats.
We've been having chats for a long time now. Like
He slid into your DMs. That's what he normally does.
we don't need to comment on that. We don't need to see who reached out to who. It's a fruitful partnership, and that's all that matters. But I do think Nathan Murphy has kind of lost his way with the fans, and I think it's where he needed to go. Like, he relied a little bit too much on fan interaction. Yeah, I personally like to irritate the fans as much as possible, but I think Nathan Murphy has now found his path, and it's purely just not paying to anyone else
I think
except himself.
The path,
Or maybe Joe as well, but with all his toxic behavior is after.
Toxic. Now, hang on. Toxic is a... You know, you're a very interesting character, Shane.
I'm not a character. I'm a person.
Oh.
I don't play a character. I don't play a Boots.
Because I do believe there's a bit of a weird scenario going on.
Yeah. Pray tell.
Well, I mean...
Oh, with this guy?
Shane is very boring.
I'm not born.
He's very, you know, bland, vanilla, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not boring.
But you have had some weird interactions out of hours. I believe that's why I was asked to come down here.
Yeah.
I haven't had weird interactions.
Are we moving on? Are we
Or
talking
him
about?
playing footsie with me under the table sometimes.
I do not play footsie.
That's your own
Accidental.
private business.
It is accidental. Sometimes feet bump into each other. That's the thing.
Well, you don't always have to be wearing shorts.
It's disrespectful to say it's footsie every time my foot touches your foot.
It just happens a lot. That's all.
Are we?
We got on to the next match.
Well,
So-
I just want to talk about Nathan Murphy. You said he's going down an interesting path, and I think the path he's going down is sociopath, because I didn't see him talking to anybody at the backstage area. I thought he was a loner. I thought he was dangerous. So for you to say that you're chatting to him beforehand,
I didn't say I chatted to him. I said I observed him.
It's
If
surprising.
you observed what I said,
from
you
the
would
bushes
realize.
in the car park, or
Was that it?
Yeah, I was from the bushes in the car park.
Were you at the show?
I was at the show.
Yeah. What were you doing?
I was sitting.
What were you
in the
doing for
crowd.
this next match that we're about to talk
That
about?
was a good match. It was very quick.
Yeah, go on. You tell us. So what happened in this match?
So Ilia comes out,
Yes, it is.
and then Jay Steins won't come out until his music plays.
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Yeah, I
And
respect that.
It took
I wouldn't
ages.
come out until
It
my
took
music
very
plays.
long.
On purpose, because you got to build the crowd.
Okay.
You know,
That's
like,
wrestling.
I'm not privy to it.
as a
I wouldn't
headline act, that's what you should do.
Okay, so then he comes out, and then they seem to be on different pages, because Ilia is like, send out the most insane people that you have, and then Jay is like, yeah, that's what I said, homie, send out the most sane person you have.
Jay just misheard what Ilia. Jay thought that's what
It's
Ilia
quite
said.
difficult
Yeah,
to
miscommunication.
get on the
I
same
did it.
page with Ilia Zarov. I mean, when you stand in a ring with him, his stare is deathly.
It's kind of hard to
It's
hear.
imagine.
off-putting. It's really
imagine.
off-putting.
But it is hard to hear. So I think there's a chance that Jay Steins
Language barrier,
Yeah, language
Possibly.
barrier. Go with that.
possibly. Then the Sem comes out.
Yeah.
Everyone's buzzing to see the Sem.
Nobody.
Clown.
Are you?
People were like clapping. You see his hand come out.
Nobody clapped.
I was sitting over by the bar, and
The guys
Are these the same people who think that Joe is overusing his power of a company that he owns?
probably, because it's everybody.
So they're idiots. They're idiots.
everybody bar Rob Gold.
How is the Sam on the card practically every time? if Joe isn't giving the fans what they want.
Want to see him. Sure, you not hear what Joe said. Let them kill each other.
Well, I don't understand why the Sem is on every show because he's a moron. He's a freak. He's a clown.
It looks like he has backup now.
Yeah, who's his backup?
I know he came from a box.
Yeah.
And like Sam has a bag, but then he has a box.
Sorry, where did you see this?
And then I was over by the bar. I was over kind of sitting down.
Really? Because I didn't see you over there. That's really interesting.
Probably staring into his eyes.
Go on. So then what did you see from over there?
Frankie Vendetta came out.
A very impressive debut.
He was impressive, to be fair. He came out, he had a cool spooky mask.
And Shane, did you like Frankie?
Yeah, I thought he was cool.
He's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah. He has a cool bopping song. Pet Shop Boys. I vibe with that. You must like the Pet Shop Boys.
I mean, what I will say about Frankie, although he, unnerves you, I think Frankie's very artistic as a fellow artist. The
Da Vinci of violence there is, yeah.
It's catchy.
Spit on the
and
nose.
I can
Spit on the
relate to
nose.
it. I can relate to it, believe it or not. But what I will say is, art, it disturbs the comfortable.
And I am very comfortable.
And it comforts the disturbed. I think Frankie fits that line quite interestingly. So I find it interesting that, Shane is so plain and boring, but yeah, Frankie is very interesting.
Yeah, and he likes slamming people too. That was fun. Seems slamming Sam.
So Frankie comes out.
Frankie comes out.
Does his entrance.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're over at the bar.
You're at the bar.
I'm over.
I'll admit, I've
I was
read
kind of like looking.
I've read some of the fan stuff online.
was eating some
People
chicken
were
nuggets.
shut up and let me talk. I've read some fan stuff. People seem to like Frankie. They seem to react well to his audience, to his entrance. Frankie gets into the ring and he takes off his mask. What did you see then from the bar when you looked into the ring when Frankie took off his mask?
Was it like looking in a mirror at all, or
Well, no,
did you relate to him on that kind of level?
I remember
or?
looking at him going, oh man, that must be such a cool moment. Why did I give up wrestling all those years ago?
Yeah, that is actually kind of interesting.
It's very sad, actually.
Yeah, it was very nice.
That's
I respect
it's sad that
the
that's
art
how
form.
you feel.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Social media for OTT at the time?
I actually wasn't. No, I was up there with my partner. She had a I love Frankie Vendetta sign.
Sorry, he's married.
No, I'm not like you. No.
He's not married. Okay.
Choice.
Yeah, I think
It's
this.
a choice.
I think
There's
this.
too many options.
I think someone who doesn't even realize that they're in the ring, then claiming they're at the bar with a partner. I think you can add two and two together there. There ain't no partner, and you are Frankie Vendetta, Shane.
Sam has a partner in Frankie.
You are Frankie Vendetta.
Sem has.
You are Frankie Vendetta. It's you.
You are Frankie Vendetta. You are Frankie Vendetta. There's
no,
a Frankie
there's-
Vendetta in us all. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm trying to say that I find it sad in some level that
I'm actually concerned.
you're standing at the bar, you're looking at yourself in the ring. There's
I'm looking at him wishing it was me.
Okay, let's just say you're looking at someone in the ring and you're thinking, I wish that was me. I've given up my life dreams to be on. Now I'm just a social media mole for OTT, just a complete moron, loser with waste of space, absolutely nothing going on in my life.
Poor facial hair.
Complete, absolute dick. And then you're looking at the ring and you see Frankie Vendetta there and you're thinking, I wish I had that. And then the reality here is that he actually is Frankie Vendetta, but he's psychotic. He needs to go to a hospital. Someone needs to
Kind
put
of
him
like
in a
Shutter
straitjacket.
Island. You ever seen Shutter
Yeah, I
Island?
have seen-
It's very similar, I
You
think.
sound crazy right now.
Oh, we're the crazy ones.
Yeah.
Oh, we're the
This
crazy
is
ones.
difficult. This is going to be difficult because I think that mental illness and this is on TV for everyone to see, and people are going to start thinking that I'm somehow platforming this for making money or something. Like I think this is getting a bit out of
Flinch a
control.
lot. Like, I know you asked me to kind of make sure everything went okay here, but not once has he actively threatened you.
It's come on. Like
I know he's irritating. I get that.
yeah, but you
My real question is,
Footsie with me again. Stop it.
not on purpose.
regardless of who Frankie Vendetta is, the point should be made is, where does Sam keep finding weirdos?
Yeah, good point.
I mean, I've fought Sam and he teamed with Ilia Zarov. He spent months riding the coattails of Renzo Rose.
Yeah, but see, they
Right,
didn't.
Who else is he going to
Renzo's
pull
Yeah,
not
but
out?
see,
weirdo.
the thing is, they weren't his friends. It looks like this Frankie guy is Sam's friend, which is nice. It's nice. It's okay to be weird, you know.
No, it's
And that's what they
It's not
seem to
okay.
have
It's
proved.
okay to be creative, be different,
Sorry, no.
be fun, be cool,
I'm sick of this-
attractive, but weird.
Weird, no. This
I don't
generation-
think anyone's ever said it's
Yeah,
okay to
this
be weird.
It's not okay to be weird. You need to be normal. You need to wear a suit. You need to go
You
down.
think Jay Steins is being normal?
He's been normal. Yeah. That's his culture. He's from Compton. That's what he does. What do you do?
Social media.
Yeah, social media. Social
And
media,
not from
Shane.
Compton. So why would you know?
SMS. That's SMS. That's what we'll call you now. That's good.
Like
actually.
Texas.
I'll write that down.
Yeah,
Exactly.
write that down. Actually,
Yes.
you could
Social
you could
media
get
Shane.
you could get some
Or the
merchandise
beefy
going
boy.
on
You can
this.
call me the beefy boy.
Nobody calls you that.
Okay, so let's just talk.
Girlfriend calls me.
Let's talk about Frankie and Sam. They won the match, surprisingly.
Yeah, Frankie did a cool dive.
That's actually one that was curious.
Sem saved Frankie by hitting Ilia Zarov at the end. They look to be in tandem.
And Ilia Zarov, as we said, is he's a serious competitor. So
Now, there's a crazy guy.
well, I mean, crazy match was crazy in this case.
was
There's a
in
lot of
prison.
crazy going on in
He
that
spent
ring.
a lot of time in prison.
Yeah, a lot of time. And on the streets, you got to be that level of crazy. But there's different levels here, Shane. There's different levels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of levels. I thought you might be, a little bit more comfortable with the amount of levels on display during that match, but maybe not. I think Frankie could have a very strong future if he pulls his mind together. And I also think that Sem is an absolute clown, and I hope he
like
is
Sem.
on the target path.
I think two clowns going nowhere. Fast.
Do you know?
I should interview Frankie someday.
You really should.
We should bring him down.
And I think me and Tate we can sit
you be
right
okay
over
with that?
here. We can sit right over here. I'll be with you.
No, I'm not doing that. No, sorry.
Okay, well I'll sit over there
Yeah,
and
no,
observe
that-
the whole
I'll be
thing because
stepping
I
out
think
of
it'd
that
be
one.
very fascinating to watch.
Interview him, friend.
He's
Sam
not
Frankie.
coming on OTT Insider. That's my rule. He's not coming on. Sorry.
Someone
I
who-
appreciate you doing that. I totally
Someone who
appreciate
has been on OTT Insider, CBL and Gandy.
it. God.
Oh my!
The whistle, they're going up against the beast that is Big Damo.
Speaking of weirdos and clowns, where the hell did Gandhi come from?
That-
He just showed up that time. I was in the ring, and he
Yes.
just interrupted me. Now, of course, I beat CBL because I'm a better wrestler, but
I remember that.
it doesn't particularly matter, I suppose. This owl lad,
Yeah.
now probably the same age as young Dara. Realistically, we're pulling at straws there.
Young
but-
Gandhi.
Young Gandhi, yeah.
That's what we call him.
No, don't. He'll go into a story.
I don't think he knows what sport he's at.
He doesn't
Is
know
that
anything.
He tried to give me a red card.
Yeah, he's blown the referee's whistle during the game. Really helped CBL, to be honest. Well, not so far as
He
in gaining.
didn't.
He hasn't achieved anything.
He's got 0 wins. I have a question. Like, again, people talking ill about Joe, and yet Joe is given a chance to someone like CBL who's got 0 wins, giving him an owl shot. CBL, you know
a
what?
chance to get the world champion.
Yeah, against the world champion in the main event. He's given basically a jobber, is what CBL clearly is, because his career is going nowhere as long as he's got Peter Gandy. And Joe has given him a chance. Where's Joe's plaudits for that?
It's all the cup of tea, I think, that Peter Gandy's like. Have you seen the amount of tea they go through backstage? Like, it's actually quite criminal.
CBL has all the potential in the world. All the potential. He's big, he's
You
strong.
should probably figure out how to tan, but
Yeah, he's got grit.
He does have grit. He does
I
have
don't think
grit.
there's anyone. I mean, there's few people working as hard as him to get as far as he's going, and then he's held back every time by Peter Gandy. It's tragic.
Are they?
It's tragic.
Are they related at all? Like,
No, he used to be his old man. He known him ever since he was a little squirt.
There is something weird going on. He's got something over CBL. That's what I think.
CBL likes having him around. I like having him around. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, but not when you're in the ring in a main event against the world champion.
Do you see him doing the interviews with the #1 fan guy, Tommy Flynn?
No comment.
I heard he came up to you and you were like, "Get away from me."
well, that's where I stepped in because you can't have people like Tommy Flynn coming near.
That's the security.
He came near me before.
Security, paid friend. It's all the same.
Not. Don't say paid out. You're not on the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that guy because he interrupted me on camera at the Ambassador, now off camera at the wherever that show was on. He shouldn't be around. He was in the front row. Did he buy a ticket? I don't know. He's taking videos the whole way through.
Social media.
Oh, so he's with you, is it? Is that?
Is he? Oh, yeah.
He has his own social media.
Is he with you? Is he when he?
A lot of keyboard warriors around OTT.
TMS.
You notice that?
Is it?
I think
TMS.
that's exactly what Joe wants to get rid of. It's all the keyboard warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
So many.
Joe said something like that in his promo with Ingo. It was like keyboard warriors and afraid that won't slap the shit out of you.
Yeah, he's talking about you. You are a keyboard warrior.
I'm not a keyboard
Yeah,
warrior.
every time you're on
I don't know.
air,
I
I
have
feel like
absolutely
this.
no
I feel like
problem.
this whole time you've been nothing but a keyboard
You
warrior.
see these scars on my head, man? You see that one all up there? See that one up here and that one across there? Do you think I'm
We
afraid?
get it. You're ugly.
Do you think
but,
I'm
like,
afraid
what does
of
this
taking a
has to do
slap?
with-
Yeah, Shane O'Keefe is.
Nah.
Yeah, he is.
Nah.
Little coward. Can't wrestle anymore. 15 years. Can't do it.
Okay, now that was a threat. Okay, you are being a little bit dramatic. He did touch you. That's fine.
You don't cry.
No.
No, he's not.
He's crying.
He's fine. He's fine.
Do you want to take a moment or? I apologize.
Thank you.
Anyway, this is a very professional podcast, guys. Thanks for
Yeah, he owns it.
thanks for bringing me down for this.
CBL. What's next for CBL? Like,
Colin Black is next for
what are we
CBL.
going to do? We're just going to give CBL the title. Like, he keeps getting pushed. Loses. He loses his way up the card
Well,
all
like
the
Joe
time.
came out and said it. CBL doesn't have what it takes, or whatever he said at the end.
Fact.
Came out with Colin Black in their little suits. Look, they put a little suit on him. In their little suits, coming out talking to Damo like that, and
What's wrong with wearing a suit?
Yeah, what's wrong with wearing a suit?
it's tacky.
class,
It's
no?
tacky.
I mean, Joe was making a lot of money from these shows. He
He
made
was
a
in
lot.
a
He made
tracksuit. He was
But
in a
Ralph
tracksuit
Lauren.
before he came out with
Is
it,
Joe
so
not
I
allowed?
guarantee
Is
it.
Joe
It's
not
Ralph
allowed?
Lauren.
It was Ralph Lauren.
It was.
Is Joe not allowed to spend the money that he is gaining from all these loser fans on nice suits? Is that not okay?
Just saying, he looks stupid.
I think CBL should probably ditch Gandhi, and he'd probably do a lot better without him. I think
Yes.
it's very distracting. Joe's suit choice, not so distracting.
Oh, beautiful.
Very high class.
Colin.
Big
And
fan.
Callum's amazing as well.
Callum, he's learning from the best, I think.
Yeah.
I've known Callum a really long time. I've been around Callum a really long time.
Joe's king.
Has he ever looked as slick as he
I
does
don't
now?
think he's ever looked as slick as when he started working a lot more closely with Joe,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to benefit greatly from it. He's always had
Of course he is.
raw ability, aggression. I've been hit hard many times by Callum Black.
I never got a chance, and now he's getting a chance. Thank God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
Thank
think
Joe.
I think
Thank Joe.
I think it was kind of unfairly judged in his decisions.
Do you think? Yeah.
I 100% believe it. Like, I think deep down, regardless of who you want to portray yourself as, it's not Frankie or it's Tate or, the greatest artist who's ever lived. I think Callum Black has every right to want his name to live forever.
Yeah.
And if his way is either through Joe or whatever means, I don't think he should be judged.
No, not one single iota.
He couldn't beat Damo, and then he just aligned with Joe, so he can go an easy route. That's what happened. And if you think otherwise,
That's your opinion.
That's opinion, yeah. And everyone's entitled to their opinion, even keyboard warriors like you. Type that up. This is the only thing.
You should really do this more often.
Yeah, bring you then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
what would happen if I hit him right now?
Do you really want to find out, mister, I retired 15 years ago because I couldn't hack it?
Is that your foot or his foot touching me right now?
He's touching my foot.
Are we all? I'm gonna sit up straight.
But I like how he tried to diffuse the aggression that he claimed
I'm a
to
professional.
have.
Because he's
I'm a
not. He's a
professional.
coward.
I'm gonna slap you.
Just move on.
So Joe comes out at the end. Fighters be cool. And Jay comes out.
Sorry, don't just skip by that. Joe fired. Be cool. Say it slowly. That is one of the most beautiful lines in OTT history. Joe fired. Be cool. It's beautiful.
I said it at the start. I'll say it again. Be Cool has had every reason for years on end to be let go.
Yep.
He has cost the company a lot of money.
Millions.
In cursing.
Yes.
In
Nudity.
I didn't want to bring that up, but yeah, there has been a bit of that as well.
Yeah.
I think Joe is entitled to do what he wants with his talent. At the end of the day, he's the one who signs the contract, signs the bills. I think Be Cool has really taken the piss out of OTT. And as Joe put it, so plain as day, and this is why I can't see why anyone's arguing. And by the way, I'm not officially on Team Joe.
No,
I'm just
you're so neutral.
I'm just an observer.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting back and watching all this tick away, just like you are. When you want OTT to go places, when you want OTT to get bigger and better, bring better stars for me to work, for CBL to work,
Tate to
to
work.
Jay to work, to Tate to commentate, Frankie, as unusual as he is, you can't have someone like Be Cool be your headliner?
Exactly.
If we're going back to Woodstock, would you have someone like Be Cool as your act? No.
Yeah.
No.
That'd be
Look
cool.
back at that original
That
lineup
would
and
be
tell
cool.
me.
Oh, did you get it? Because his name is Be Cool.
You finally got the name.
That would be cool. Well, his name's Barry, but
His name's Barry.
yeah.
Barry Cool.
Very cool, yeah.
Barry Cool.
Very cool.
Well, he's probably...
Doesn't matter now.
Well, it does. He says he's going to show up as a punter. Summer Bash. Some big matches announced for Summer Bash. Colin Black versus CBL.
I mean, I think it's fair to say Callum Black will hunt the bull, and very quickly.
Can you hunt a bull? Like, are they not just standing in fields?
No.
Like,
Isn't that what they do? Like we were talking, like Tate has obviously many houses around the country,
A lot of farms.
around the world.
Yeah.
The bull,
Running the bull.
bull run,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's actually Tate's family who started that tradition way back when.
A long time ago.
They were actually hunting the bulls to begin with.
Yep.
why are you hunting bulls, man?
Why 100
Then the bulls turned around and wasn't happy about it. But
I don't know why CBL is in this match, other than he just happened to be in the ring when Joe came out, and he's like, oh, fine.
I think CBL, unfortunately, is being used as a as a prime example
Yeah.
of what Joe doesn't want in OTT against what he
Yes.
does want in OTT.
That's actually
A
beautiful.
serious competitor like Callum Black.
So do you think that this is like Joe? This is like basically the end of an era versus the new era?
I feel like that Summer Bash is going to be Joe's proving point.
Yes, I know that.
I feel
for a
like
fact.
we're going to have a lot of change.
What's he
kinda
proven
coming
by
forward.
having Santos go up against Jay in a title for title?
Did you not see the promo? Did you not see what Joe said?
Or letting people all kill each other and
Scoop up both titles at once.
Well, Colin goes up against one of them, then
No,
gets two titles.
Yeah, well, obviously Jay's not going to win it. So Santos is going to destroy Jay, and then Santos will have two titles, and then Joe will come in and someone will take them off Santos.
Maybe Joe will do it.
Shane, this is a chess match.
How do you play chess?
You've got the black pieces and the white pieces, and you move them around. The pieces go over the other pieces, and then eventually someone has one piece left.
Checkers.
That's accurate.
That's checkers.
That's accurate.
Yeah, thank you.
Checkers.
That's how I play it, and I'm a very skilled player.
Is that how you and Joe play?
Couldn't be Joe. Joe is excellent.
My question is, do we know Jay's medical condition? Right, he's been very clear about a knee injury.
Yeah,
I wrestled Jay back in December.
He's been very not cleared.
It could be that. I'd like to think.
Did you? Sorry, let's talk.
Well, we don't want to, poke any bears, but someone's knee got hurt in that match. Anyway, I think Santos is a scary competitor from experience. He took my head off. I have no problem admitting that with someone else who's also on that card that we have a few issues with, and we'll get to him. But I do think that if Jay's not 100% against Santos, Santos is going to run over him. Now, whatever they want to do to get their two belts, that's up to them. But I think Santos has every reason to take that belt off Jay.
I don't know. There's something about Jay, his fight and his passion.
Jay doesn't fight anymore. He doesn't show up to matches.
He won the Battle Royal in Belfast. 15 guys.
And he got
Bet Nathan Murphy. Forever.
Why wasn't he on Contenders?
Joe didn't book
There's
him.
a lot of luck.
Because Joe didn't book him.
There's a lot of luck in
Well,
the
the
Battle
reason
Royal.
I say it like this, and I think Tate will, as a good understanding of professional wrestle, can agree that although you have so many people in that match, it's impressive on paper that you beat 15 people when you're hiding in the corner most of the time.
Yes.
He wasn't.
Letting a lot of people do the work for you.
Yeah.
That doesn't discredit the win. It's smart. I give it that. But is it tough against someone like Santos? We'll see.
Nah, he's no hope. No hope, Jay. I look.
Fragile Jay.
I
Wasn't it? It was
respect
fragile Jay. he
so
said.
fragile.
So
And I respect the fact that
Says
you're.
the man in a neck brace.
I respect the fact I got hurt.
Let the man finish the
Over a
compliment.
month ago.
I respect the fact that
Compliment
you're
me.
trying, because you're one of the greatest hosts we've ever had here, and the way your diction, the way you express yourself, and you're trying to make something out of this match, and I really appreciate that.
I'm
I
non-biased.
really appreciate that.
I'm non-biased.
But at the end of the day-
I'm just
at the end of the day,
spoke on the wheel here. But
you're
I get it. I get the business.
Yeah,
Why
you
is he shaking his head for?
Just missing Morrow, man.
another guy who got fired.
Paddy Morrow. Sure, Matthew beat him yonks ago now.
He's finished.
Imagine losing.
My Morrow. Miss you, bud. Terry Thatcher.
Do you want to?
I know that's who you're referring to. He's going up against Big Damo.
Would you like to get your point out of the way before I dismiss
Well,
everything
like
you say?
Joe's completely downplaying Terry Thatcher. You know about Terry Thatcher. You know that he is another one that won't quit. He is someone who has put his body on the line time and time and time and time and time and time again for what, 19 years?
Never learns.
And he's not going to go down to Big Damo that easy. And this is what, like, I'm looking forward to that match. But also, I know what Joe is expecting to happen is going to happen. And that is they're going to push each other to the limits. And once again, be so beaten down that he can swoop in and do what he wants. It just makes me sick.
I know you got a lot to say here. I just want to say, Thatcher, we talked about keyboard warriors earlier. The biggest keyboard warrior in OTT, Terry Thatcher. That's all he is these days. And yeah, Joe is right. Terry Thatcher talks a big game. Stick him in with Damo. I'd be very surprised if Thatcher isn't done in 5 minutes. And then
5 minutes. That's so generous.
Do you think? Yeah,
I think that's really generous.
Is it? You've been in the ring with Thatcher.
I know Terry Thatcher very well.
Yeah.
Brace yourself for this.
Oh, he thinks he's funny. I'm going to be professional the best I can and keep my composure.
Let's put this down while you're talking.
Terry Thatcher is the definition of a keyboard warrior. Mm-hmm. He likes to talk a lot on Twitter. Mm-hmm. But yet he won't give you 2 seconds in person. He won't give you any sort of indication. And I think Terry Thatcher is a coward. I've always thought Terry Thatcher is a coward. It's not to say that he's not talented, because that'd be stupid of me to say, and I'm not a stupid man.
Not at all.
But I do think Terry Thatcher likes to hide behind his words. I think Terry Thatcher's loyalty switches. Like, this is a man who claims to be a teacher, a mentor. He wants to be a part of the locker room. Yeah. Although when people really need him, he chooses to ignore them when he feels like he can mentor a handful of people who all left him, by the way. All left him.
Yeah.
Like a loser that he is. And he thinks he can wrestle the world champion. When was the last time Terry Thatcher won a match? When was the last time Terry Thatcher did anything worth of relevance? He got his ass handed to him by Mike Bailey in a great match. But this is the thing. And this is what Joe is talking about. Terry Thatcher will give you a good match. Terry Thatcher does not have that kill shot in him. Terry Thatcher is a loser. And Terry Thatcher, like I said a long time ago, Terry Thatcher should stay home and let the wrestling go back to the artists.
Incredible.
Practicing that on the way down, yeah.
Incredible.
You said that he likes
Shut
to
up.
You,
That was
you
abso-
shut your
that was
mouth. You said
absolute-
he likes to hide behind the keyboard. Where have you been for the past while? Huh? Pottery.
I have
Taking
other
photos.
arts. Oh yeah, would you know anything about being an artist, Shane? I don't think so.
No.
I think social media is kind of where you should keep in your lane, buddy.
Yeah, little 9-second videos.
that you currently are. Dyson Productions.
TikTok generation, this man. TikTok
Award-winning
generation.
Director. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about being an artist.
Absolutely not. I think a lot of people
Why
like
are
to
you getting
pretend
so offended? Why
they're
are you-
artists. I think a lot of people think they're artists, and I think Terry Thatcher thinks he has a good understanding of who I am, who Damo is,
19
who Joe
years,
Cabret is.
19 years of
But
failure.
clearly, 19 years of failure is really getting to him, and I think he's starting to lose a touch blah. I think he's really starting to lose a little bit of touch of reality, unlike myself and Tate, but also very, very like someone else I can think of who's kind of losing touch of reality.
Joe Cabret.
But sure, we won't linger on that. Let's keep it professional. Let's go back to the card.
Yeah.
we don't.
We
Let's
got
go.
Belfast afterwards.
Carvin. Big chance for your boy.
Baby. Damien, it's time. It is time. You are going to be a world champion. We've been waiting for this for how long?
I don't know. You've only known him like 2 months.
How long have we been waiting for this? It's your time. Everyone has said when is your turn? When is it coming up? Why is Corvin getting overlooked? Well, baby, Belfast, July, new world champion, and I cannot wait. It's coming, baby. It's coming. July, new world champion. You see what happens when you team with Tate.
The pull is unreal here. I think it's very fair to overlook Terry Thatcher, right? Because Big Damo is going to kill him, and I would probably put 60 seconds.
Would you say 60 seconds?
And again, I'm being generous, but 60 seconds I think is fair.
Yeah.
And
what is he like? Is he about 50, 55? What age is he? I don't know.
Terry, I'm pretty sure Terry's 1 foot in the grave.
Obsession with people's ages.
I just think that he's so like he's doing it for 19 years. Like
I mean, Paddy Morrow retired. Why is Terry Thatcher not retired? I think that's the best way to put it. But I do think Corvin and Damo, they have such a long history with each other.
Oh, what a match that's going to be.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be hard hitting. I couldn't tell you who I think could walk away with the belt. I know you're a big Corvin fan.
Huge Corvin fan. Yeah. Friend. Corvin's one of my best friends. You know that?
Best friends?
Yeah.
He is that close.
One of my Adam Maxted? What do you make of him?
Well, sure, he's not in the world title match. Why does it matter?
Yeah, thanks.
Adam Maxted don't matter.
I didn't say that.
You just agreed.
No, he's not in the world
the
title
lad
match.
from Love Island.
He's in Love Island.
That's
It's
sure.
been
That's where I
OTT
thought
Insider. I've been the big beef by Shaz beef.
No, you can't cite. This is what he does now.
I think we can still get him to edit it.
No, he'd start rolling the credits while we're talking, and it's
That's so cheeky.
so
Why would he
unprofessional.
do that?
It's
Well,
so,
look, you know.
how have you been?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
It's been a busy couple of months. I think we're doing quite well.
What's coming up next?
Honestly, I think the biopic could be the way to go. Yeah.
Is there a premiere?
I'm trying to get Netflix on it. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Unbelievable. How old did you say this?
I'm not quite sure. I got it in a nice little vintage shop in Berlin, actually, when I was there for a couple of months doing some photography.
Do you take selfie with it? Do you do selfies?
I'd be really careful with it.
I'm sorry.